Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star Part 188 based on novel. So let's start. Luo Feng frowned, joining the Hong Alliance? According to the information he had gathered on them, along with talking with other powerful warriors, normally only emperors would get officially invited. Becoming an emperor was the prerequisite to joining. He had never heard of a sector lord being invited. Please come in, I'm quite surprised by this, can we sit and talk slowly? Luo Feng smiled and asked. Since your majesty invited us, we naturally would not reject. Luo Feng led the team from the Hong Alliance into his spacious villa's living room. Luo Feng had already gotten his people to prepare a banquet earlier on. Please sit. Luo Feng smiled. The members all sat down. Simultaneously, they looked on with interest at Luo Feng. Since they were in this team, they naturally knew about him, that he was the disciple of the legendary being, the primal Chaos City leader. And to be invited into the Hong Alliance at Sector Lord level, it showed that he wasn't ordinary at all. I still don't know your names. Luo Feng finally Saturday. Human, Desire Emperor. The leading absolute beauty, the lady with pink armor smiled and said. Ferocious Clan, Chasing Lightning Emperor. Fog Clan, Dripping Water Emperor. The 9 envoys replied, there were 2 humans, 7 other races, all emperors. All emperors. Luo Feng complimented, it's rare for me to meet so many emperors too, and other race emperors. The weakest in the Hong Alliance are at least emperors, we are not worth your compliments. Desire Emperor's smile was enough to make an undying mesmerized and faint. You should know the reason for our visit. The Hong Alliance involves many other races forming a huge alliance. We definitely will not force anyone to join. However, once one joins, he cannot betray the alliance. Are you willing to join? The others all looked at Luo Feng. Of course. Luo Feng nodded. What a joke. Who would dare reject an alliance with all the super warriors of humanity within? His 2 teachers were also a part of it. How could he not join? And once he was in, he would know almost all of the emperors of humanity. This was truly expanding his horizons and network. Ding! The moment Luo Feng replied, a glaring star appeared within the living room. It was resplendent. It became a beam of light and flew onto Luo Feng's shoulder. Rumble. A blurry image of a human silhouette floated in space. His formless pressure and the light he projected made it so that Luo Feng and the other emperors couldn't lift their heads to get a clear view of him. It was almost like ants facing a god, no resistance. The light silhouette lowered his head and looked at Luo Feng. Human Luo Feng, the light spoke. It was hard to tell whether it was a man or woman. It pierced straight into Luo Feng's soul. Welcome to the Hong Alliance. From now on, you are an official member. The universe is filled with dangers. For the race to survive, warriors have to fight, whether it's for the Hong Alliance or humanity. This is a duty for everyone, and yours too. The light dispersed, the voice resounding over and over within his mind, and there was silence in the living room. To fight for the Hong Alliance and humanity. Luo Feng muttered. Excuse me. Luo Feng awoke and looked at the 9. May I know who was that? Even though the city leader always controlled his strength around him, he would occasionally emanate energy comparable to that silhouette earlier, and that silhouette's energy earlier didn't seem weaker than his teacher's. That's an enigma of the Hong Alliance. The cool-looking bug soldier chasing Lightning Emperor laughed. Every time someone joins the Hong Alliance, this scene will appear. It would make countless members wonder just who that is. Some say it's the appearance of one of the Hong Alliance's palace masters. Some say it's some AI. The virtual universe can simulate any kind of pressure. This is a possibility. Luo Feng asked curiously, a palace master of the alliance. Your teacher, the respected primal Chaos City leader, is one of the palace masters. They are all beings that surpass the 7 stars. Chasing Lightning said. Surpass the 7 stars. Luo Feng looked at the 1-star mark on his shoulder. I'm considered 1 star. Right. Chasing Lightning nodded. Anyone who just joins the alliance will all be 1 star. 1 star is the lowest position of an official member. Everybody starts there, don't worry about it. 1 star when one just joins. I'm naturally not affected. He said curiously, this 1 star, 7 stars, Palace Masters, can you explain to me? Desire Emperor quickly jumped in beside. Luo Feng, you are already a member of the Hong Alliance, you can read up on the detailed information yourself. Desire Emperor said, everything can be searched, if we explain to you, it'll take forever. There's simply too much information about it, we cannot summarize everything. Before you enter Hong Alliance City, take a look at the information, that way you'll understand more before you get in. Luo Feng nodded and smiled, since I'm already an official member, let's have a banquet together. Ha ha, how can we reject a banquet from your majesty? It's a rare chance. The team of 9 emperors wished to get close to Luo Feng too. It was after an enjoyable banquet that Luo Feng left the group. Within the study, Luo Feng sat in his study and swiftly began to read about the Hong Alliance. That's quite a bit. He held his breath and read. He didn't have access to the information before, now there was plenty to get through. Pictures, footage, words, everything. From the pictures and footage, the main camp of the Hong Alliance was within a space specially opened by the Virtual Universe Company. That space had countless stars, and in the center was a huge floating ancient city. There lived countless warriors. It was the Hong Alliance city. It was where countless humans and other race warriors gathered. It seemed peaceful. It was the virtual universe after all. The security was strict here. Everyone had different levels of authority according to their strength and contribution. Their strengths were determined by their battle records. The higher they were, the more points they got, and they would be separated into 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, until 7 stars, a very simple distinction. All warriors had their star markings on their shoulders. That way, it was easy to see who was at what level. Those that just joined were all 1 star, and later on, according to their battle records, the Virtual Universe System's Hong Alliance point system would automatically calculate and appoint stars to them accordingly. 1 star, a mark of a newcomer, they were normally normal emperor level. 2 stars, a strong warriors amongst emperors. 3 stars, emperor limit. 4 stars, the beginning knight level, true yang was at this level. 7 stars, the lowest level of a universe master, the Qiansha Palace leader was at this level. What a big city. The Hong Alliance city is separated into the outer, inner city along with the palace. Luo Feng looked at the footage and complimented, the humans sure have many strong warriors, close to 100,000 emperors. With the other races together, the number of emperors exceed 3 million. In the footage, the ancient city that floated amidst the stars had a blur of warriors. About over 3 million emperors gathered together, their strength split into 1 to 3 stars, all living in the outer city. The inner city was almost empty. The ones with 4 to 6 stars lived in the inner city. These were almost all knights. At the core of the city, there was a majestic over 1 million kilometers tall palace, almost like a huge blade piercing into space. This was the Hong Alliance Palace. There lived the 7-star beings. These beings were at least on the level of the Qiansha Palace leader or Shi Luo duo. The Palace Masters were those that surpassed the 7 stars. They were all beings that could easily shake up trillions of races. Who? This is the true hidden strength. Luo Feng exclaimed. The primal Chaos City leader had the ability to reverse time and revive other warriors. Over countless years, the accumulation of warriors, Luo Feng had guessed that there would be many emperors. However, there were a total of hundreds of thousands of human emperors. The Hong Alliance's other races truly make it strong. The pinnacle other races are very strong, even though they are weak alone. With so many gathered together, there are a total of over 3 million emperors. Even so, the leader of the alliance is still humanity. Looks like in terms of pinnacle strength, humanity still wins. Luo Feng could easily guess. Like Shi Luo duo, he was already considered the greatest being in history of the Gold Horn race. And his level, similar to that of the Qiansha Palace leader, they were still not at the peak of humanity. The Huge Axe founder, Void Gold Master, Dragon Line Master, Primal Chaos City leader, the difference in strength was obvious. Humans as leaders, taking up huge territories and resources, naturally the other races can only follow and serve from behind. Luo Feng thought. Who knows just how many Palace Masters there are in the Alliance? Luo Feng had tried searching, but his authority level didn't give him anything. Luo Feng carefully read through the Hong Alliance information, getting more shocked as he read. The Hong Alliance gathered all the strong warriors about, and just who would get the treasures owned by an entire race. Naturally the powerful emperors or knights, and the universe masters that stood above them all. They owned large amounts of the entire race's wealth. Hence, several auctions held by the banks for their guests, compared to the deals of the Hong Alliance, were considered small fry. Their normal deals alone were worth billions of mixed elements. Some larger deals were worth even more. Some other even rarer items only involved barter. Auctions. Huge deals. Elite teams that explored secret regions. Outer region wars elite team. Teams formed from similar interests and goals. In all, even though there were only more than 3 million in the alliance, they controlled large amounts of humanity's wealth and protection. Humanity was ruled by the Hong Alliance. The primal Chaos City leader, Void Gold Master and other superpowers, they may all benefit the survival of the race, however when it comes to their own personal development, there would naturally be conflict. After all, the city leader, Void Gold Master, Dragon Yang Master, they all had their own goals. Humanity had its own internal competition, the other races naturally fought hard to get more resources too. In all, the Hong Alliance was a true place where fish and dragons mixed, the powerful were all within. Just the information I'm allowed to access has so much, it sure has huge benefits and the competition is fierce. I'll have to spend some time studying this information. However, I'm currently training the Nameless Manual Volume 2. The Earth Body's training is fast, it'll complete soon, then I will have enough strength to stay on the main continent with just the Earth Body alone. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Yangji main continent, within his base. Luo Feng wasn't in a hurry to go to Hong Alliance City, it was a deep and huge place that he'd have to explore properly. The first volume of the Nameless Manual took 3 months for the Earth Body to complete, the Golden Horned Beast however took 29 years. This second volume should be about the same. As time passed, in a blink of an eye, Luo Feng had already trained in the second volume for close to 3 months. Internal world, within the vast beach. A half-naked Luo Feng sat cross-legged on the sand, his body glowing as he gave off a different energy. Just like the Golden Horned Beast or Huisuo Beast, even asleep, they gave off a powerful energy. This was the pressure formed from the evolution of life itself. The Golden Horned Beast was a pinnacle bloodline. At Sector Lord Pinnacle, it was 10 times that of a human. Completing the second volume, his Earth Body would be 6 times that of a normal human. That was akin to the royal family of the demon race. He opened his eyes. Done. My body has reached 6 times that of a normal human, not the 9 times that I guessed. He shook his head and laughed. I'm too greedy, this gene evolution is already heavenly, it's made my body akin to a royal bloodline demon. If I complete the third volume, I'd probably reach the pinnacle space beast bloodline. This Nameless Manual had a total of 9 volumes. The first amplified 3 times. The second, 6 times. The 3 rode. Until the 9th. Simply relying on it allowed his normal human body to evolve past a Golden Horned Beast or Huisuo Beast bloodline, his basics would surpass all. Breaking through the constructs of the universe laws, just how heavenly was this? Luo Feng's high position naturally made him realize just how valuable this technique was. Time to try absorbing Blood River crystals. I absorbed a total of 8 before. Now that I've completed the second volume of the Nameless Manual, my foundation has grown further, almost compared to a Golden Horned Beast, akin to a royal bloodline demon. He thought, I may be able to become the Black Warrior that hasn't occurred over countless years in Blood River continent. Hua hua. The ocean rushed against the shore, covering his calves. Begin. He flipped his hand and a beautiful Blood River crystal appeared. He slashed his palm with his finger and grabbed the crystal. The pain from the absorption of the 9th crystal was easily withstood. He stood on the beach, regaining his composure after a while. Very good. Success. The absorption of the 9th was successful. Let's see how the 10th goes. The originally calm Luo Feng couldn't help but hold his breath, swiftly grabbing another crystal, easily withstanding the illusions. As the energy poured into his body, it was completely different from the golden horned beast absorbing the energy into separate parts of its body. This energy poured into his entire body. All his muscles shook violently. K.A. His expression changed as he fought hard, looking down at the crystal in his palm. It was already translucent as the final changes occurred within his body. I must succeed. I must. He frowned and felt his entire body. His bones and muscles felt like they were being torn apart, about to crumble at any time. The blood river energy poured into every cell in his muscles and the pressure within grew larger and larger. Finally, as the last bit of energy entered, the pressure faded away like water seeping away. The scales that had covered his entire body began to disappear. Luo Feng stood quietly on the beach, silent. Ha ha ha, I've succeeded. I've become a black warrior, a true black warrior. He couldn't help but wave his right fist excitedly, triggering ripples in space as his powerful force rushed in all directions, causing the calm waves to rise over hundreds of meters into a tsunami as it poured over. 10. The 10th has succeeded. The Black Warrior is a legend in Blood River world, yet I've succeeded. Even though he knew early on that he might succeed, he still couldn't help get excited over the success. His success was actually very normal. In terms of genes, he far exceeded the aboriginals of Blood River world, even akin to a royal bloodline demon Chi Nyo. Chi Nyo even absorbed more than him. One was because its genetics were high enough. Secondly, he was an aboriginal of Blood River world. From birth, it had been shaped by the formless beast god pressure about. It naturally could absorb better. Even though I almost failed at the end, it went through. If my guess is right. His eyes gleamed. Whether the earth body's strength soars or grows slowly, it all depends on this. Blood river energy. His eyes gleamed with madness. Rumble, dark gold appeared throughout his body. His eyes gleamed dark gold too as his body seemed to shrink a little, almost like iron, sturdier. At this time, he didn't seem like a human at all. He seemed like an absolute beast. My guess was actually right. His eyes gleamed with glee. Ha ha ha. I actually got it right. Triggering the blood river energy in the earth body after absorbing 10 crystals creates a change in my genetics. My strength actually soars and reaches 10 times that of before. He was extremely elated. Right, his body strength was 10 times stronger than before. Back then when the golden horned beast absorbed 10 crystals, its right claw had the strength of its entire body, akin to 2 times that of before. One was 2 times. This was 10 times. Luo Feng had guessed this early on. The theory was simple. As the golden horned beast's body was huge, the blood river energy could only cover its right claw. Just its right claw could absorb 10 crystals, akin to its entire body's strength. Just how strong was it? The claw alone was akin to only a tenth of the body before. Now it was as strong as the entire body. 10 times. The claw was at least 10 times stronger before it absorbed the crystals. The beast had absorbed 100 crystals, making its right claw now 10 times that of the entire body. How much had it evolved? At least over 100 times. The beast's body was huge. It was both a good and bad thing. The bad side was that it made absorbing the crystals harder. The earth body absorbed the crystal's energy into his entire body. His entire body evolves. Naturally, his body could easily reach 10 times that of before. Very good. That's a good surprise. Looks like my theory from before is right. He was very excited as he shouted, Beast God Transformation. Countless scales began to appear throughout his skin. He became a human beast god. I've succeeded. The Beast God Transformation is a success. Ha ha ha, my earth body has enough strength now. As he thought of battles ahead, he couldn't help but laugh loudly. Training in the Nameless Manual evolved his genes. His strength was akin to 6 times that of a pinnacle sector Lord Human. With the trigger of the blood river energy, this evolution from the blood of the beast god itself made his strength rise 10 times. He thus now had 60 times that the strength of a human pinnacle sector lord. The beast god transformation's first level amplified his strength by 2 times. That was 120 times. The general armor's requirement was 100 times sector lord strength. Ha ha. I've got another emperor's strength. The human beast god flipped his hand and a silver crystal appeared. General Armor Crystal, General Armor, Fusion. The General Armor immediately entered his body and became countless threads that connected to his every cell and muscle and organ etc. The pressure from the fusion was huge, however now Luo Feng could easily withstand it. The word General appeared on his chest before disappearing within. General Armor, appear. A silver armor swiftly appeared throughout his body. It gave him the strength of 10,000 sector lords, easily making his body strength reach Emperor level. Along with his blade work and pinnacle techniques, he got the strength of an emperor. Ha, from today on, I have 2 emperors worth of strength. With the earth body and the golden horned beast both at emperor level, those I'm unable to deal with alone, I can use both bodies. With the completion of the second volume and the successful absorption of 10 Blood River crystals, becoming the legendary Black Warrior, plus the General Armor, his earth body may be weaker than the golden horned beast, but he had the strength of an emperor. 2 emperors worth of strength. Luo Feng was definitely confident. It was hard to kill each other in a fight between emperors. Even the golden horned beast with the Shotwu wings had to rely on a high-level emperor self-destruct flame god crystal worth 800 million points to kill his enemy. And it was normally hard to even use the flame god crystal as the explosion would affect its own user. If the golden horned beast didn't have the Shotwu wings and general armor, it would have died too. Hence, when emperors fight, they could at most suppress each other. Death was a rare thing. Using numbers, with 2 emperors joining hands, the enemy couldn't flee. Since the earth body is ready, it's time to head to Hong Alliance City to check it out. Asterisk. The earth body took close to 3 months to complete the second volume. As for the beast, it would probably take about 30 years. Luo Feng didn't have the patience to wait that long before heading to the city. Luo Feng pressed the automatic transfer button in his villa of the virtual universe. As a member of the Hong Alliance, he had one more location he could teleport to, Hong Alliance City. He vanished and was transferred to another space. The entire virtual universe's greatest space, where the strongest gathered, it was the Hong Alliance space. A vast space with stars revolving, there lay an ancient majestic city floating. It was Hong Alliance City. As he landed, one of the countless stars about lit up. This is Hong Alliance City. Appearing within a living room no more than 1,000 square meters, he looked about and frowned. This was a small living room. While his height wasn't that tall, there were others that exceeded 10 m etc. This was simply too small. Luo Feng. Barbata sat on his shoulder and shouted, I've received mail. This is your living quarters. All the outer city members have the same living space. It has an area of 3,200 square meters. So small. Luo Feng shook his head. The Yuxiong Primal Region Villa is thousands of square meters. This space will be hard to even practice or do anything. Luo Feng, according to the Hong Alliance City Management System, Hong Alliance City isn't a place for you to practice, it's a place for the strong warriors to gather. They all have the same body build, a student-level body. I feel it. Luo Feng nodded. Back when Luo Feng had first entered the Black Dragon Mountain Island in the virtual universe, it was the same. All the humans had the exact same body build. This was set to prevent fights. Just looking at their appearances was hard to determine their strengths. Yuxiong Mountain, however, was a gathering spot for geniuses. A place to nurture geniuses, for them to battle and train. Hence everyone had bodies close to their real bodies in reality. If one was a domain lord level 9 in reality, they would be so in the virtual universe. That way, it was suitable for training and battle. The Hong Alliance City, however, reverted back to the original settings. Everyone had the same weak body. Not just the emperors, even the knights have the same bodies here. Barbata said, hence as long as the knights control their pressure, even if a knight stood before you, you wouldn't be able to tell. As everybody has the same build, the only difference is the consciousness, and one can control their pressure, making it impossible to tell. Let's go take a look. Luo Feng walked out. It was a quiet, vast little district. Every living quarters took up 3,200 square meters, all 2 stories high, each with its own style. The outer city is the most crowded and bustling. After all, the inner city is mostly filled with knights and there are only so few of them. At least it's clear, the outer city has over 3 million residents, separated into little districts, each with at most 10,000 residents. Barbata told Luo Feng. walking within the little district. Luo Feng felt almost like he was walking in a little district of Earth, however, seeing the different styles of each living quarters, seeing the many different warriors, be it rock life forms etc., only then did he feel he was in Hong Alliance City, a place where the strong gathered. He looked up to the skies. The endless space, stars littered throughout. According to the information I gathered, Luo Feng said softly, every star represents a warrior within the city. I wonder which one is mine. HM? There are a lot of warriors ahead. He glanced forward. In the land ahead there were many chairs and tables. The warriors sat in their groups and drank and chatted. With a glance, there were at least 100 of them, about 5 of them human while the others all from other races. Huh, a newcomer? I've never seen you. Have you just joined the Hong Alliance? Come, let's drink together. Immediately, many warriors lifted their glasses and waved. Even though they are from different races, everybody is friendly. Luo Feng thought, simultaneously ordering within, Babata, don't reveal my identity. The title of being the Primal Chaos City leader's disciple was too shocking, and that news definitely has spread throughout the Hong Alliance. Plus, it was rare to see a sector lord in here. He didn't want to become a spectacle. Understood. Babata said. Luo Feng headed towards the friendly warriors and smiled, after which he grabbed a glass of wine from the bar and headed to the 5 humans. They naturally formed a group around him. If you don't mind, I'll sit here. Luo Feng was wearing black armor, his appearance slightly altered, plus with very few knowing the news of Luo Feng joining the Hong Alliance, other than the 108 knights of the management level and the envoy team, no one else knew. Dispense with the ceremonies, come sit. Sit. The other 5 emperors smiled. Luo Feng looked at their star markings on their shoulders, 4 2 stars and 1 3 stars. You just came to Hong Alliance, let me introduce you, I'm Wood Jade Emperor. A long-haired warrior with dark skin said, these 4. Luo Feng chatted happily with the 5 emperors. Occasionally, other race warriors would come say hi. This made Luo Feng get to know many other race warriors. He felt as though the atmosphere was peaceful within the city. One had to know the emperors on Yangji main continent definitely didn't get along well. And it was hard to see so many emperors. How many emperors were there on Yangji main continent? Other than those rushing over by teleportation to kill or escape, it was extravagant to see 2 emperors together otherwise. In Primal Chaos City, however, they were everywhere. Ice Mountain is here. Scum. The other race warriors suddenly got noisy, making Luo Feng get shocked. He gazed over with the other warriors. In the distance, a silhouette in white armor walked. It was a single-eyed warrior with a mask and hundreds of braids. This Ice Mountain warrior walked over to the bar, got his wine and walked to a table to drink alone. Ice Mountain, why are you still here? You think you can just sit here? You sure are shameless. HMPH, if it were outside, I'd long have killed you. The many warriors all mocked. Ice Mountain, however, continued to drink his wine, after which he stood up, stretched and glanced over, snorting coldly, what a bunch of idiots. After which he walked away into a little district. Watching him leave, Luo Feng asked curiously, what's up with him? Did he enrage everybody? I wouldn't consider it that. Wood Jade laughed softly. There will naturally be competition where the strong gather. Our little district currently has over 8,000 emperors, all from different races. As time passes, some will stay here for long. Groups are naturally formed. The large groups will have over 1,000 while the small will have hundreds. Luo Feng nodded. After being sent to a small district, they would be stuck here. Many had stayed here for trillions of years. Naturally they would get closer to each other and groups were formed naturally. Several deals and other things that happened, that Ice Mountain didn't help out the larger leaders, hence everybody treats him that way. A huge armored man with 2 beast claws said beside, luckily this is the virtual universe, if it was reality, he'd be dead. Wood Jade continued, actually, what he did wouldn't even be considered wrong. Luo Feng was stunned. No wrong, yet he was in this position. He can only blame the fact that he's from a weak race. Wood Jade shook his head. The race powers have a huge influence. That Ice Mountain is from the newer Busai race, a weak race. I heard that the entire race only has one knight. Within the entire Hong Alliance, they have no influence whatsoever. What do you think? For such a weak clansman from a weak race, it'd be better for him to stay low profile. However, for him to mess things up like that, ha, everybody here are mostly emperors. Even if he was the son of that race's knight, no one would care. However, as I said before, what he did cannot be considered wrong. The fault lies in his identity. Wood Jade smiled. Like us humans, even if we did the same thing, who would dare mess with us? Just like when you walked over earlier, didn't you see how passionately everyone greeted you? Because, in Hong Alliance City, humans are the strongest. Wood Jade said softly. Wood Jade Emperor was very good at starting conversations and connecting. When Luo Feng wanted to go walk around Hong Alliance City, Wood Jade said confidently, I'm extremely familiar with everywhere within the city. I'll accompany you and introduce you to a few things. That would be troublesome for you. Luo Feng smiled. No trouble at all. Undyings have limitless life, they can't always be training. And the dangerous battles only occur once in a while. Over the long years, we do have to do some other things, no? To accompany a good friend around Hong Alliance City is a happy thing. Wood Jade smiled, revealing his snow-white teeth. With Wood Jade leading, Luo Feng began to explore the city. Hong Alliance City, the lowest level of strength here was at Emperor level. Countless warriors gathered in such a city, and the city itself was naturally very advanced. Rare scenes that occurred in a typical place was very common here. Large ship deals. Plant life forms, metal life forms being exchanged. Warrior employment. Special item acquirement missions. Huge auctions. Gambling establishment. Gambling? Luo Feng looked at the peculiar-looking 7-story palace. On it were 3 human language words PUYA palace. Warriors all have the characteristics of taking risks, and over eternal life, there aren't that many new things to do. PUYA Palace is a gambling place, a hobby. Come, I'll introduce you. Wood Jade dragged Luo Feng in. The moment they entered, they saw large numbers of warriors about. This huge palace took up several kilometers in space. It was bustling. Open. 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 The many emperors all stared ahead, laughing as they shouted excitedly. Number 1031. A loud voice shouted the numbers. Many of them within immediately cursed. There was one however that shouted, 1031 is Nongkang Emperor, he's struck it rich this time. Nongkang, you've won 100 million mixed elements worth of treasure, you'll have to treat me next time. Don't be stingy. Is Nongkang a stingy human? Loud shouts came from all over, after which, a curly long-haired tall man shouted out, go go go. Those with tickets can all head to the 9 Fragrant Palace Hall. Luxurious. Generous indeed. Large cheers could be heard. Luo Feng looked over immediately, asking curiously, Wood Jade, what's going on? This is a 1 out of 10,000 gamble. He laughed. And this lottery system allows the gambling den to earn quite a bit. Ah? Luo Feng was shocked. These sort of games are very simple. They produce treasure worth 100 million mixed elements. These aren't some random lousy things. The treasures here are worth at least that much when exchanged or sold outside. Wood Jade explained, 1 treasure from the gambling den is produced and then they will sell 10,000 tickets. Also, every ticket is priced at 10,000 mixed elements. When all 10,000 tickets are sold, they will choose one number out of the lot. The one with that ticket will get the treasure, Wood Jade said. So it's like that. Luo Feng realized. It was interesting. It was akin to 10,000 warriors buying one item together, and one out of all of them would get the item alone. Investing 10,000 to get back 100 million. Of course many of them failed. Since the ticket is only priced at 10,000 mixed elements, occasionally gambling is fun. Wood Jade walked and explained. There were many different types of gambling, and they were quite similar to the gambling of Earth itself, with some unique traits of its own. The smaller ones were worth a few hundred mixed elements, while the higher ones were in the 100 millions. However, the higher ones would have prominent figures occasionally come give it a shot. After all, even Emperor Pinnacles wouldn't dare gamble so high. Who? Walking out of Puya Palace, Luo Feng was shocked. How much does this place earn? So many warriors coming here to gamble, just earning a little from each of them would be plenty enough. Puya Palace is the only gambling den in the entire city. Even though it is taxed by the Alliance, its profits are shocking, and it cannot be bought or sold either. Wood Jade exclaimed. There's no way to request to build another gambling den in the city, there's just this one. I've heard that a palace master is the boss of Puya Palace. I've even heard that it may be several palace masters together owning it. Luo Feng nodded. Not just Puya Palace. Wood Jade walked in the alley, pointing to the huge shops. All the businesses have number limits. These shops have to have at least a night backing before they can begin. Hence, not everyone can simply have businesses here in the Hong Alliance. Of course there are pros and cons. Other than Puya Palace and few other unique places, there are many shops that are also unique but limited in numbers. Naturally there will be competition. Ha. Even though we emperors are unable to open a shop, we don't need to pay for lodging and so on in here, but only for gambling or buying things. Naturally we will have no expenses if we wished it. However, as long as a shop is open, it requires paying taxes to the Hong Alliance all the time. Wood Jade pointed ahead. Look, that's the best shop with lots of goods. It's named Universe Treasure Hall. I've heard a human palace master opened it. Asterisk. The hall was split into 2 levels, and every level was the same size as Puya Palace. One had to know that space was limited in the city, and even the emperors lived in tiny spaces. Hence for a ship to be several kilometers in area, how much stuff could fit in there? Who? He. Luo Feng entered the Universe Treasure Hall. Looking at the countless treasures displayed about, every one of them had a picture that showed footage, picture, and information about the item, including its background, specialty, and price. The treasures on the first floor are priced from 1 million mixed elements to 100 billion, there's everything. Wood Jade pointed out, look at the stairs heading to the second floor. Luo Feng turned to look. Universe Treasure Hall is the best ship. There are countless treasures on the first floor, and the second floor has even more valuable items. Some could be bought with mixed elements. Others were contraband, and one had to exchange for them with other treasures, using a barter system. Wood Jade explained. You should know that several treasures in the universe are extremely rare and unique. To give them an accurate price is very hard, especially unique items, since they may be useless to some, but crucial to others. It's hard to put a price on some items, but exchanging makes it a simpler deal. Luo Feng nodded, walking and looking about. After a while, they reached the stairs. This isn't a place you can go. 9 beautiful other race ladies stood next to the 100 meters wide stairway, and one of them stared coldly at Luo Feng and said. Luo Feng was stunned. The second floor isn't open to just anybody. A piercing voice resounded. A man with purple scales and was dressed in a peculiar gold robe that made him look like a purple jade statue walked over, immediately walking to the stairs and shooting Luo Feng a glance. Young. Wood Jade walked over. Looking at the gold robe warrior, he said, one has to be a 4-star or above being to go up. Or have over 100 billion mixed elements in your account of the Universe First Bank or Universe Galaxy Bank. Fulfilling any one of these criteria will allow you to go up. And who's that seemingly arrogant fella? Luo Feng laughed. He's called Wu Pin Emperor. Wood Jade said softly. Even though he's from another race, his teacher is a 7-star being, and his teacher spoils him and views him as his own. A disciple of a 7-star. Luo Feng laughed. That Wu Pin Emperor is pretty vicious. Since he's been outspoken and friendly with powerful warriors, he has powerful friends. Young, we are from different circles, we cannot mess with him. Wood Jade said. Different circles have differences, naturally those with a stronger background would all mix together. Ah? Luo Feng nodded. There are countless treasures on the first floor. They are in the trillions, and this is enough for you to view for a long time. Wood Jade smiled. I guess so. Luo Feng nodded. He laughed within at that Wu-Pin Emperor. Looks like the other races did feel inferior to humans, and against the truly confident humans, they didn't care about the other races. His arrogance was probably a sign of his own feeling of inferiority. The Universe Treasure Hall was indeed the best shop in Hong Alliance City. There were many rare treasures, and some that even the Virtual Universe Treasure Trove didn't have. Of course, there were some items in the Virtual Treasure Trove that weren't available here too. However, how could the items in the Treasure Trove compare to the ones here? Sure makes me want to buy stuff. The treasures needed for Golden Horned Beast training deities of the world, there are a few here. Luo Feng was happier as he looked around. He didn't intend to buy anything initially. However, after seeing trillions of treasures, he couldn't help but want to buy something. However, the things he was truly interested in were normally worth a few hundreds of millions to billions of mixed elements. Unfortunately, he had no money on him, even though he had several items after killing that Indonesia youth, he didn't exchange them for cash. Luo Feng's gaze suddenly landed on a over 8 tall peculiar gold armor. Even though this was simulated by the virtual universe, the instant he saw it, he immediately thought of the soldier and general armor. This is... Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. This video will end here.